Hi, it's Joy from jakeandjoy.com. We're here together. It's so exciting. Yay. Hey, thanks for joining us, jumping on from somewhere in the world. Let us know in the comments section where you're coming on from. We'd love to say hi. And I'm going to shut off my other notifications so it's not so loud and obnoxious. Got all these devices making noises. I mean, how did we ever live without all of these devices? So today we're going to talk about 8 ways to wake up your badass. I'll get to that in just a second. But we also promised that we would talk about BeLive TV. So we will talk about that today as well. But I just also want you to remember that tomorrow we start our first episode where we have another guest on. What? We don't even know how to do that. We got to figure it out. But we're having our video guy be on. And he is going to be sharing tips and tricks for how to make great videos. So you'll want to be here for that. It's going to be 10 o'clock right here, and then it'll turn into a podcast as well. So that's exciting. We've never done that before. It's going to be great. Okay. So if you are listening to this as a replay, just drop replay in the comment section below, and we're going to go ahead and get started.
Awesome.
Hey everybody, it's Joy from jakeandjoy.com, and we are really excited to bring you tips and tricks every Wednesday on this episode of Wake Up Your Badass, and we want to help you have an unstoppable life that you love. Today we're actually going to give you 8 ways to wake up your badass to have that unstoppable life that you love. We are also going to include some tips and stuff that we've learned about BeLive TV, because we said we would do that on Monday. And the other thing that we're going to do is give you a joke at the end. I need to find one. All right. So Jake, you want to start talking about 8 ways to wake up your badass?
Absolutely. So number 1 is stop worrying about what other people think of you. And I know that we have all heard this a million times, and we know we learned this in a really quick way and also kind of a hard way in our industry. You know, I think that more in our industry, more so than maybe any other, we hear a lot of negative stuff from the naysayers in our world. And you know, on Monday we talked about Martin Luther King, and one of the things was talking about kind of having conviction and being really dedicated to your cause. And this is that this requires that same thing, that like you have to be so dedicated to what you're doing that you don't care what other people are saying about you or saying to you. And I actually had one of my team members reach out to me about this last week, and she said, like, I have these girls at the gym that I'm working out at, like I can just feel that they like are like thinking about me weird, or like how do you handle that? What do I do? And I was like, well, first of all, you can't worry about that, which I know is easier said than done. But second of all, you don't know what they're actually thinking. I found that when, like, almost always when I think they're thinking this or that, it's almost never the truth. Like they've got their own stuff going on. They're worried about whatever they have going on in their mind. They're not even thinking about you.
Yeah, usually people are not thinking about you. They're only thinking about themselves.
Yeah.
And that's a funny joke, actually. It's a meme that Jake once sent me. It's a picture of a giraffe, and it says, did you ever stop to consider that when a giraffe drinks a cup of coffee, that it's cold by the time it gets down to the bottom of his throat? And of course you did. You only think of yourself.
Yeah, it's exactly right. So, and the other thing I said to her was that, you know, if those people are thinking the things that you think that they are, they're not your people. They're not who you want to bring into your world and into your business anyway. So I know it's easier to say that than to like execute, but we have to keep that stuff on replay and remind ourselves and surround ourselves with people who do think that we're awesome and do think that what we're doing is really cool. So that fills us up and allows us to kind of block out that negativity.
Hey, I want to say one other thing about that, because I did a coaching call with someone last night, and she had a really big start in our network marketing business when she first started. And then I don't know what happened, if she felt like she reached saturation or what happened, but she all of a sudden started worrying about what people thought about her. And so I let her talk, and that's really important that you let people talk, especially when they're your mother. But it's really important to listen to people, because most people, and I'm in the middle of the Institute for Integrative Nutrition course right now, and it's fantastic. I just started. I'm only in like module number 1, and it's already like I just needed one more thing to do. But the guy says that most people, when they come to see a coach or a therapist, all they really want to do is talk. And he learned that really early on, that he'd get out of these sessions where he really said nothing. And the people are like, man, that was so awesome. So I let her talk and tell me like what was true for her. And then I wanted her to get present with like what was, like what was her experience with our product. And she like went on and on, and, you know, this whole thing. And then I asked her about her experience with our business. And she was making, I know I talked about this the other day about the woman that was making $1,500. This was a different woman, but she was making about $1,000 a month, and she was a full-time nurse. And so she was like, I'm never going to be able to replace my nursing income. I said, well, first of all, like $1,000 a month with how little you put into this business is pretty awesome, wouldn't you say? And can you imagine like who out there in the world that $1,000 a month, like you're comfortable because you've got a husband with a good job, but can you imagine some families out there that $1,000 a month would make a really big difference for them? Like it would let their kids probably do, you know, after school activities. The average person in this country, the average family is only $500 away from bankruptcy. Like $500 away from not being able to make their next rent check or their next mortgage payment. And with what's happening with the government shutdown right now, I mean, there are a lot of people out there that you might be able to help. So don't even worry about what they're thinking about you, really, because you know you may have something in your hands that could save their lives, absolutely save their lives. So the second thing is invest in yourself first. So you know, a lot of times, like when we get out of school, we get out of you know, college or high school, whatever it is, we forget that we want to keep learning. And that's why I'm almost 60 years old, and I already have a bachelor's degree. I'm already a certified trainer. I'm already a CEC provider for other organizations. Why would I be going back to school when I have so much on my plate? Because I need to keep learning. So investing in yourself, and that's why Jake and I took the last 4 years that we have learning online techniques, investing heavily both financially and time-wise in learning those techniques. And Jake kind of dragged me into it kicking and screaming, but talk a little bit about that, Jake.
Yeah, you know, I was seeing the trend, the change in how we do business, and you know, I had been building my business online primarily, and what I was seeing was that what I was doing wasn't working as well as it had been when I first started, and so I knew that we were going to have to adapt and learn something new. We're going to have to like learn a new way of doing this, just like the transition from newspaper ads back in the day to social media. Like that was a huge transition that people had to learn. And now we have to go the next step. You know, what's the next thing after just, you know, using social media to message people and make posts. And so I went searching for what's the next thing. And it's all about education. And we really spent, yes, the last 4 years, but especially the last year, like just getting like as much information and education as we possibly can, so that we can keep moving our businesses forward and keep bringing new stuff to our teams and to our new reps that we're bringing on. So it's just so important.
And that really brings up the fourth point, because I was terrified of this, and I'm still terrified. You know, like learning to use this new platform, BeLive TV. Like I was terrified. Like I got on like 15 minutes early so I could line everything up and put everything in. And you know, I'm always afraid. But the fourth point is take action in spite of being afraid.
But you skipped the third point.
Oh, we can do that. All right. So let's say that's the third point then. Sorry. We were actually organized on this.
We were.
Okay. So take action in spite of the fear. What's the third point?
The third point is choose your influences. So, you know, look at like, what are you watching? What are you listening to? Are you reading gossip magazines? Are you watching crappy TV shows? Yes, of course there's time for that, but is that your primary source of, you know, video or audio that's coming into your sphere? So look at, you know, maybe you change up what you're reading. Maybe instead of a gossip magazine, you change it to a business magazine, or, you know, maybe you watch a documentary, or, you know, something else instead of like this new tidying
maybe an episode of Wake Up Your Badass.
Yeah, exactly. An episode of Wake Up Your Badass, or that new Netflix show with Marie Kondo, or however you say her name, who talks about tidying up. Like that would be something awesome to watch instead. So just looking at like, what are you listening to? What are you reading? And how can you change that a little bit to improve what's coming into your space?
And, you know, that really should have been the fourth point, because the fifth point really ties well with that. So I think we should rearrange those.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to rearrange those. So the fifth point is find or develop or practice what your spiritual practice. Maybe you have a set of spiritual beliefs right now. Maybe you're Buddhist or Christian or, you know, whatever your belief system is. Do you actually practice it besides just going to church on Sundays? Like, do you wake up in the morning and have a meditative practice or affirmations, or like that is what's influencing you as well? You know, like the first thing that I want to do in the morning is read my affirmations. So maybe you have affirmations, or maybe you have, scripture that you like to read, but start filling your brain first with that stuff, because if you start filling your brain with what's in your email or what's in the news, you're going to come out of bed like bad. So you have to manage your own energy. And like the first couple hours of the day are the times that I just want to fill myself up. You know, I listen to stuff that's going to motivate me and excite me. I do some stretching. I do some yoga. I go out for a walk or a run. You know, I want to like come into the day full up so that I can serve others, so that I can share with others. You know, you don't get to be like this crazy without filling yourself up first. So really filling yourself up. What's the sixth thing?
The sixth one is let your past go. And you know, this is a tough one. This can really be a tough one. I think that for a lot of us, like, you know, our stories kind of define us, and they, you know, it's like we have this idea of like who we are based on what's happened to us or what we've done in the past. And so to start to gradually let go of those stories, to stop telling those stories of the hurts and the disadvantages, to stop telling that stuff, unless it's in like, you know, you're like, my mom has your like rags to riches story. So it's important to kind of share that, but not in sharing your past isn't a reason that you can't be successful or that you can't, you know, achieve what it is that you want to achieve. So, you know, it doesn't mean that you like forget about everything that's happened to you, but you choose to not focus on those things and focus on what's to come and what you're doing now.
And, you know, every time you bring up something that happened, like I've really been getting this, like when you bring up something that happened negatively, like somebody who did you wrong, or you relive that hurt over and over and over again, you keep it alive, you keep it in your vibration by just talking about it. And one of the things that I've really has been bringing me a lot of peace lately is to think about a situation that I'm not happy with, and then to identify all the things that I am happy about. So this has really been working with my husband. You know, instead of getting pissed off at him for whatever, you know, I've been almost instantly going to what am I like, what's so satisfying about my relationship with my husband? You know, like how sweet it is, the things that he does. He leaves me little note cards in the morning with little love notes to me. Like, how sweet is that? He looks so cute when he's asleep, you know, all the things that I love. And pretty soon I'm not feeling so bad. So it's like, stop bringing that bad stuff into like your existence. Stop making it alive. Yeah. And then the other thing is, Jake, is what's the seventh one?
The seventh one is to listen to people who have what you want. We've talked about this a lot. We hammer this one a lot because we think it's so important. So find some people that are doing what you want, who have what you want, or have accomplished what you want to accomplish in the way that you want to do it, right? There's lots of people who have been successful, but is that the style and the way and the feel that you want? So find one or two people and, you know, kind of put your blinders on. What happens is we find 10 people who have all been successful, and then we try to follow all of them, and they take us down different paths. And that has us not really move forward in any one thing. We call it shiny object syndrome. Like, oh, this thing and that thing, and wait, like, no, haven't moved forward, but we feel really frantic and busy and excited. So, you know, if you like watching us, like, perfect. Like, you know, tune into our shows Monday through Thursday every morning, and, you know, kind of take our lead, follow our lead. But if it's someone else that you want to follow, that's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, it's really important. A friend of ours who's been in this business as long as we have once made the joke about his father-in-law telling him, no, you read so many books, why don't you just choose one and do what that book tells you to do? I mean, like, why don't you that's what Jake and I did for the last year, is that we took on one path, and we decided that we were going to stick with that path until it succeeded. That's a really important thing. Not like I'm gonna see what happens. It's like, I'm going to do this until. it works.
Yeah, which is, but it's no time frame on it, which is really important. No time frame on your success.
And that leads us into the 8th point, which is we want to encourage you to stop talking about what you're going to do, to stop thinking about what you're going to do, and start doing it. Put a time frame on it. And with that, we're going to give you the blueprint of how we actually started down that path last year in learning to do all this online stuff. And Jake will put a link in the comment section below that if you want to check it out. It's a really inexpensive course that a marketing company does. It led to much more education, but it started out with this $27 course. So if you want to do it, don't click on it till you're ready to do it, because the price goes up after an hour. They're a marketing company, so they bump the price up to $47. So wait until you're ready to do it. Spring for the $27. Remember about investing in yourself. We spent thousands and thousands and thousands last year on ourselves, and we do not regret one penny of it. So remember to invest in yourself. But let's talk about BeLive TV. Did you want to say anything more about that point, Jake?
Nope. That's that when I was searching for what was next, for like what's the thing that's going to take our industry and our business and everyone's business to the next level with the internet, with social media. This is what I found. This is the thing that I was like, this is it. And this is my belief is that this is the future of how we are going to do network marketing, is learning how to do attraction marketing and really online marketing, and which is not just posting on social media and messaging people. That's a very, very, very small part of what online marketing and attraction marketing actually is. And so if you want to like start down the path that we've started down, that this book this was the catalyst. This was the thing that totally blew open our worlds and has like led us to where we are now. So. And I'll put the link in the comments once we're done. And
do you want to tell people about BeLive TV and about our special guest tomorrow?
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to talk about BeLive TV first. So as you can see, we have our name. We don't have our names under us, but you can. We could have
our names under. Yeah, I can show them how. Should I show them how? Look at.
No.
Yes. No. Yeah, look at. How? See, there we are. I showed them.
Oh, I thought you were gonna like share your screen and show them your back office.
No.
So it's a platform that allows you to go live, but put branding on your video. So we have our logo up on the top. You can put your names. You can put the title of whatever it is that you're talking about. This allows you to if you just go through Facebook and you go live, you can only bring on one other person. And with BeLive,
and it's tricky to bring on.
Yeah, it's hard. You're on there for a little bit. You're gonna like
Gina screwed up a million times.
Yeah, we've screwed up a million times, and you're like sitting there like sort of awkwardly talking to your audience while you're waiting and you're trying to find the next person. It's just an awkward thing. So this allows you to come on both at the same time, and then it also allows you to have more than one other guest on. You can have I think it's up to 5 people.
I'm not sure. We'll check that out after this.
And so you can have like a talk show, and you can like put their names under. You can have like crawler little titles across the bottom. You can set it up so that like, if you're like doing a panel and you have questions for each person, you can like have on the screen like what question is being asked at that time. Then you can switch it to the next question when the next question comes up. So it's really cool platform. So it's BeLive.tv is how you find it. And if you're someone who's not doing live videos yet, just start with Facebook Lives and just start doing them. If you're someone who has a fan page or you've been going live for a long time and you want to kind of up the professionalism and up the look of it, then go ahead and take a look at BeLive.tv. It's been awesome.
You have to use Chrome to do it. That's the first thing. Jake always uses Chrome, I guess. I guess that's a young person's thing. I don't ever use Chrome, because all my passwords are in Safari, so I tend to use Safari. So you have to use Chrome, and then the first 14 days are free, and after that they have 3 different plans. They have like a $10 a month one, a $20 a month. I'm going to do it monthly because we want to make sure that we like it. You can pay for it yearly and you save a little bit of money, but I'm not committing to that. And then who do we have coming on tomorrow to help with videos?
Yes, so tomorrow we have our very favorite of all time video guy, Derek Swanson. He is coming on to talk to us, and he's going to talk to us about all things video, all things audio. So if you're doing things with audio and video where you want it to be really good quality, he is going to tell you all the tips and tricks and how to do it, like not like using professional equipment, like how to do it if like you're just getting started, but you want a good microphone that goes into your phone. It's going to be something that's really that's attainable for someone who's just starting. It's not going to be like thousands of dollars worth of equipment. It's really, really simple stuff that you can find on Amazon. So he's going to be coming on. I'm sure he's going to be talking about lots of other things besides just, you know, he's
hysterical. He's really fun. He has his own podcast too. So he's a funny guy. We love working with him.
Yeah. So we'll be on tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific with him. Yeah. What?
And we love working with you. We love coming to you every day now, Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific most days. And on Wednesdays, we'll always bring you an episode of Wake Up Your Badass. And I don't have a good badass joke today, so you have to take that giraffe joke. That was my joke for the day.
That was good. I think that was a good one. That was good. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. All right. So you can click on the link below to get the attraction marketing formula, or you can just click on the link above that says send us a message. Is that what it does? And you can get into communication with us that way, or follow us on Jake and Joy. I'm Joy. She's Jake. We're Jake and Joy at jakeandjoy.com. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, you guys.